Salutations, crustaceans! I'm Lobster, and I have quite the special bass to show you all today. This is the Jazzborghini. Let's check it out. This is a very, very special and sentimental bass to me. This is the Jazzborghini. This was once my daily driver jazz bass for nearly 10 years. What started out life as a pile of parts selected by me in 2010, I believe. This has taken form, finally, in its final form. So originally, the Jazzborghini was my one bass to rule them all. In my younger bass years, I was on quite the tone quest looking for that one bass that could really do everything that I wanted. And I kept on going back to a jazz bass. And this was the ultimate jazz bass for 2011-2010 Lobster. Now, I am a big car person, and the original theme of this bass was going to be black and orange with a status graphite carbon fiber neck. I did get that neck, and that neck is currently on my Strat bass. Right before I started the channel, I was looking at other basses, and I eventually parted this out, and I sold the loaded body to Dale, part of the channel. I ended up buying the body back from him, and I was intent on finally completing my dream jazz from all those years ago. So let's go over what I have here today. The body is a Warmoth regular standard jazz bass body. This is an alder body finished in a Lamborghini paint job. This is Arancio Borealis, a 3-stage Lamborghini paint job done by a professional. I believe it was Sims Finishing over in Tennessee. It was an interesting experience getting this body painted, but it came out really nice, and I'm very happy with the final result. For the hardware on the body here, we have a Badass III bridge from Leo Quann. You really can't get these anymore, and this is what the Kick-Ass bridge and the Fender High Mass bridges were modeled after. This is what was originally on the Geddy Lee signature basses back when Leo Quann was still alive and back when they were producing bridges. So this is the Badass III, the final iteration of the Badass bridge. This is also a string-through body, meaning that we can string through the body and there are string ferrules in the back. We'll check that out when we turn this body around in a little bit. For electronics, we have a J Retro 3-band preamp, just the standard J Retro. I was still a John East fan all those years back, still am today. And those are paired to a couple of Delano pickups. These are hum-canceling large pole pickups. I completely forget what they're called off the top of my head, but they're Delanos, though the logo has worn off a little bit after many years of playing. But yeah, this is what I spec'd out. The pickguard is a recent addition. This is just an anodized metal black pickguard. I think it looks great, paired with the black J Retro and black bridge. The neck here is a new addition as well, and this I got on a Cyber Monday deal on Amazon. They had the Fender Vintera jazz bass neck with the 7.5-inch radius, which is normally $399 on sale for $250. That's right, $399 normally, on sale for $250. I snagged that up and I had some points left over, so the neck was essentially free. And I popped on some Hipshot ultralight tuners in black, and that pretty much completed the bass. Now I'm going to say off the bat, I am a big fan of these Fender roasted maple bridges. They're pretty much plug and play. All I had to do was file the nut slightly and set up the truss rod just a little bit. But it gives you guide grooves on the nut, and it was relatively easy to get filed out. It only took me about 10 minutes or so in my living room with just, the nut file, just hanging out there with my nut. Now let's go ahead and turn this bass around real quick. Around back, we just see the beautiful Arancio Borealis paint job. That is Italian for orange, a fancy orange. This is a beautiful shade, and in the sun, it turns almost a gold. You really can't emulate that here, but you can see how nice it is. We can see the string ferrules at the bottom as well as the 4-screw neck attachment, and this has a slightly tapered neck heel, or an angled neck heel, so it's not a flat. It kind of angles towards the towards the neck a little bit to give you some easier access to the upper frets. We can also see the back of this gorgeous Fender roasted maple neck. Again, I am a big fan of these necks. The back of the neck is a satin finish, where the fingerboard has a gloss as well as the facing of the headstock. Now you may be wondering, how much does the Jazzborghini weigh? This bass comes in at around 9.8 pounds, so it's on the heavier side for a jazz bass. It's almost a pound heavier than my sire's, but it's not backbreaking. And how much does a bass like this cost nowadays? I honestly don't remember what I paid for the parts in 2011. I know I was targeting maybe around $1,000 or $1,500 or so for everything. Let me just do some mental math real quick. If you wanted to build something similar to this today, it would probably run you in the range of $1,500 to $1,600. The electronics alone are probably around $500. Then you have a couple $100 in hardware. You have a $400 neck, and then a body and painting, all that stuff. And then the regular accessories, you have your strap buttons, your neck plate, your string ferrules, your string tree, all that adds up. So yeah, I'd say around $1,500 or so. I didn't pay that back in 2011. Things were much cheaper back then, and I think I paid maybe around $1,000 for everything, including with the status graphite neck. I loved that whole setup, but it was always a little bit incomplete. The bass always felt incomplete in its previous form, but I'm really happy with how it is right now, and it feels oddly nostalgic to have it here with me today. But enough talking. I know you guys are wondering, what does this bass sound like? You guys know what you need to do. Go ahead and pinch that like button so my hand will turn back to normal. Thanks. Yeah, these Delano pickups paired with the John East preamp sound absolutely stellar. You're not going to really get classic jazz bass tones out of this bass, but what you are going to get is something absolutely usable and something that can fill vintage as well as modern shoes. So this John East preamp is the regular standard J Retro. We have 3 stacked knobs and 2 switches. We have a stacked volume and blend control, a stacked bass and treble control with a push-pull top control for a bright mode, and then we have a stacked mid and mid-frequency. The first switch is a 50-50 switch. When enabled, basically sets the pickup blend to 50-50 automatically. That way you can quickly switch between a favorite position and 50-50. And then you also have a preamp bypass, a little switch here to bypass the EQ and just gives you a basic volume and blend functionality. No tone control though. The tone control is available on the J Retro Deluxe, which we have tested on the Ultimate Jazz Bass Preamp Guide. That'll be linked in the description below. So let's listen to this one more time with our EQ centered and our blend centered. Yeah, this is just a great sounding bass. Let's play with the blend control a little bit and pan over towards the neck pickup. Here's what the neck pickup sounds like with the EQ centered. Very nice, very nice. It's definitely not a P-bass sound, but it's very interesting for sure. Let's play with the EQ a little bit. So the bass control is actually a boost only. So at the center detent, we have a 50% bass boost right off the bat. I kind of like to keep it there. Let's take the mid control and give us a little bit of a cut and take our mid frequency control all the way down. Very nice, very nice. Let's bring the mid control back to center and let's pan over to the bridge pickup. This is in the 60s position, and this is a hum canceling pickup as well, so no 60 cycle hum. Let's see what this sounds like soloed with our EQ centered. Bass 50% boost, but you know, whatever. Yeah, not too bad. I think my favorite setting though is still both pickups together. That was always the tried and true setting for me personally. Here's what that sounds like one more time with the EQ centered, and then we'll play with the EQ some more. Yeah, that's good. That's real good. Let's cut the mids, boost the bass, and boost the treble. Here's what that sounds like. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and center everything. The boost is still at 50% for the bass at the center detent. Let's see how she slaps. Yeah, this has superb slap tone. Absolutely stupendous. Let's go ahead and play with the pick now. Let's see what that sounds like. Not too bad, not too bad. Still working on my picking. Finally, let's go ahead and throw some drums behind this bass. So here are my final thoughts on the Jazzborghini. If I were building this bass in 2021 or 2022, would I have done things differently? Probably. That being said, I am very happy with the final product here, and I think that 2011 Lobster would be very satisfied with this bass as well. Again, the past iteration of this particular instrument was my daily driver for nearly 10 years, and I enjoyed the heck out of playing this bass. It's really nice to be able to play it again, and it sounds just like I remember it, so I'm really happy to have it in my hands once more. I think the paint job is definitely over the top, but the black and orange theme is definitely fitting. I also like the roasted maple neck on this bass now. This Vintera 70s jazz neck from the roasted maple Fender replacement neck series is really comfortable with the 7.5-inch radius. It's a bit rounder than the more modern profile of the other series necks, which is a 9.5-inch radius. So it's a bit rounder, it's very comfortable to play, and it's very easy to navigate. Overall, very satisfied with this bass right now. Let me know what you all think about the Jazzborghini in the comments down below. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, join our Discord channel, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Jazzborghini. And as always, until we groove again,